I'm Adam Willems, lead reporter at The Financial Revolutionist.
I'm Tracy Monson. I'm Chief Product Officer at Onbe.
Tracy, it's great to have you here.
Thank you, Adam.
I'm wondering if you can briefly explain what Onbe is.
Sure. So Onbe is a payouts gateway. So what we do is we, for our customers, solve the problem of reducing cost, complexity, and risk associated with orchestrating payment programs in-house. So what we can do is we can take on their payouts to consumers or workforces. We can do that in a way that reduces the cost, complexity, and risk that I mentioned, and deliver a payment experience that is in line with consumer and worker expectations today, right? For speed, choice, convenience, all these things that you're not going to get in a world of paying on a paper check.
Right. I'm wondering how much over the past year you've seen customer demands change for what you guys do, especially as it relates first to fraud and second, sort of international payments. Because I know you're able to pay out to something like 174 countries. Is that correct?
Yep.
So,
Multiple currencies,
right.
multiple countries. Yep.
So, especially as it relates to shifting sanctions frameworks and different things like that, how much does that affect your day-to-day work as chief product officer?
Yeah. Let me start with check fraud, because
Sure.
that's a great question. So a lot of our clients will come to us because they are experiencing this kind of great unspoken pain related to managing check payments in-house, right? So check fraud has been on the rise, especially post-pandemic. So you have check fraud, you have long wait times for the customer to receive the check. You have, when there is check fraud, stop payments, check replacement, and then you have the whole world of unclaimed property associated with checks. And all of that costs our customers significantly. And so what we've seen is a rise in customer willingness to embrace digital solutions, right? To get the payment out the door with far less friction, far less risk, and like I mentioned, meeting the customer expectations to actually get this payment in their hands, in their bank account, something they can spend with immediately, versus kind of this long wait time and high risk environment.
Right, absolutely. I guess, does it matter to you whether that check fraud is first versus third party fraud? The reason why I ask is sort of, when a bank customer wants to commit fraud, does it really matter whether it's via check or BNPL or some other sort of digital products?
Yeah, I mean, for us and the customers we serve, the pain is all the same. So
Right.
it's a great question, and it's why we've really invested in the digital payment experiences that are far less risky and far more in line with what customers are looking for today. So as part of that, things that I have to think about when designing payment experiences is how to deliver an experience that is seamless, right?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the interactions that those consumers are having with the brands, right? So to be able to have a white label solution, super turnkey, something where the brand can pay and have that experience be very integrated into other digital experiences that they might have been serving up along that customer life cycle.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're really focused in terms of product design and the delivery experience.
Understood. Do those experiences change dramatically from customer to customer or not really?
It's a good question. So one of the things we've really focused on is context-driven experiences, right? So we're a payouts gateway. We have 9 different modalities. We have multiple currencies, direct to bank options, popular mobile wallets. Great. So we have all of that, but it's not a one size fits all. So it's a perfect question, because in different verticals, we might have different compliance and regulatory landscapes that we're helping our customers navigate.
Mm-hmm.
You might have different demographic preferences. And so the ability to have a highly configurable platform, a platform that's responsive to those different contexts, is super key, right? It might not be all 9 modalities being highly applicable for every customer,
Right.
right? But you got to be able to combine and prioritize those in different ways
Right.
in order to help our customers solve the biggest problems in their spaces.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And to push that a little further, do you see one of those 9 modalities sort of as the highest priority for banks versus others?
It's so context dependent,
Okay.
right? It could be card based
Mm-hmm.
to meet the needs of demographics who might be unbanked or underbanked,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It could be PayPal or Venmo, right? Because you're maybe trying to reach a younger demographic, or you have payment splitting or sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it could be direct to bank for the convenience factor,
Mm-hmm.
because you're serving a banked demographic. So it's really being able to be flexible
Mm-hmm.
across all those different needs.
Mm-hmm. And from a product perspective, how much are you reacting to the introduction of RTP and FedNow?
Yeah, faster payment options are always on our radar and are always part of the evolving platform. So
Mm-hmm.
it could be RTP, FedNow, push to card. Any of those faster to bank options are are part of the offering and part of the flexibility.
Right.
Yeah,
Do you anticipate those becoming sort of the majority or plurality of payments volume, or
it depends on the use case,
sure?
right? So for a banked individuals,
Mm-hmm.
very different than if we're looking at demographics
Right.
with different needs. Very different if we're looking at cross border
Mm-hmm.
payments, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're looking at payments to workforces where we've seen this rise in work from anywhere policies,
Mm-hmm.
right? We've seen the rise of gig workers and some of these alternative income
Mm-hmm.
needs, right? And so when you're looking at global reach, when you're looking at a mix of banked and unbanked individuals,
Right.
choice is going to lead the day,
Right.
right? So I don't see us being highly prescriptive on here is a single modality that is
Right.
going to solve the needs for this vertical.
Right.
It's usually about flexibility and
Right.
putting that flexibility into the hands of the end recipient to be able to
Mm-hmm.
choose how they want to pay and how they want to spend.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trust.
Absolutely.
It's a trust component too sometimes, right? Depending on your relationship with the brand,
Mm-hmm.
you might feel great giving up your bank credentials, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
offering your debit card so you can get an instant push to your bank account. Um, Other types of brand engagements, you might prefer to take a mobile wallet payment,
Right.
right? Or prepaid card where the personal information you give up is perhaps less sensitive.
Right.
So it's being able to meet all those needs.
Totally. Given how flexible Onbe's tech is, how much does UX research go sort of inform how things are structured?
Yeah, yeah,
Given that sort of a user, if they don't like something, can sort of go with something else that you offer.
yeah. It leads the day for sure. So we focus deeply on the vertical that we're serving. We focus on the data that we have around consumer preferences, and then we partner with our customers to design the program that's going to meet their needs and their goals, right? Because we're balancing the needs of the end recipient, we're balancing the needs of perhaps the financial institution we're working with, their end client. Um, we partner with a lot of software providers in industry specific verticals, right? So across property management, across healthcare, across um, utilities and energy. And so through those partnerships, we do a lot of UI, UX, and program design together.
Okay. Okay. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
What do you anticipate for Onbe in the coming year?
Yeah, I think you'll continue to see the focus on choice. So we'll continue to expand and add to our 9 different options.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a priority. And then think of focus as more of the companies we're talking to are looking at how to incorporate payments. Right, I mentioned those software players, vertical by vertical. Right, so we power those types of partnerships, and so you'll just see a continued focus on our technology being able to be seamlessly integrated into these different environments. Right, to become part of that just very seamless payment presentation and UX presentation and payment disbursement experience.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, that makes a lot of
yeah.
sense. My last question is whether there are any questions I haven't asked that you feel like I should have.
Ooh, it's a great question. I think it's if I were to leave you with anything, it would be around kind of um, as we sit and we listen to our customers and we kind of understand their needs. I think what's surprising to me is how little attention this great kind of unspoken pain of check disbursement, um, this massive problem, right, facing multiple industries
Right.
really is, right. So if you think about our customers will tell us their cost to distribute checks
Mm-hmm.
is somewhere between, some will say $3, some will say up to 12, right? When you really think of the all-in cost, postage, mailing, stop payments, replacements, unclaimed property management, and the risk and complexity there, um, it's a massive problem across nearly every industry, and one that we're just super excited about being poised to help our customers solve.
Yeah, it's a big market to tap into for sure.
It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.